So please welcome Mr. Rick Barron, fourscore. Mr. Rick Barron, fourscore.
Thank you, Michelle. 80 years and 2 weeks ago, our great Father brought forth to this land of ours the woman that we know as Carol Kormelink. I am here today to regale her for her 80th birthday. A little belated, but this was my first opportunity to get it on tape, and I wanted to make sure that she had it so that she could keep it as my gift to her for her birthday. Typically what you find when people do speeches like this, they talk about all the wonderful skills, accomplishments, roles, awards, and other things that the person they're speaking about has accomplished. And I got to think that while that list is really extensive for Carol, I had a little bit different approach on how to do this. And my approach is to talk about the things Carol doesn't do and the lessons that we learn, or that I specifically learn, from the things that Carol doesn't do. Interesting. The first thing that Carol does not do is she does not judge contests. Contests are a very important part of the Toastmasters experience. And at one point in time, I was at a contest and Carol was asked to fill in as a judge. She vehemently said, "No way, I don't judge." I took her off to the side and I said, "Carol, you're the one that trained me how to judge, and you don't judge contests? I don't understand." And she said, "Rick, I'm biased, and I cannot issue an impartial decision." Wow. We've heard the Greek philosopher Socrates talk about know thyself. And I looked it up on Wikipedia, and there's hundreds of different descriptions for what Socrates meant by that phrase. But as I step back and look at that, what I learned from Carol not judging contests is she understands that sometimes my weaknesses can block someone else's strengths. And it really gets me to think, at times, am I just doing this to do this? Or should I be focusing on my strength? And Carol's strength is running the judging group and serving as chief judge, her favorite role. The second thing that Carol does not do, Carol doesn't sleep. I don't know whether you know this or not, but this woman exists typically on 1 to 2 hours of sleep a night. She was just down in Florida and on Facebook posted all over the place how she's now going to get 6 or more hours of sleep. Personally, over the last 5 years, I've heard that a number of times. I'm hoping that she changes, for her personal health, that she changes that. But she typically gets between 1 and 2 hours sleep every night. And I've heard that maybe you don't need as much sleep as you get older. And rather than pass that off to biology, I asked her, "Carol, what do you do all night while you're up?" She's not up watching late movies. She's not ironing her clothes. She's not cleaning her house. She's making good on the commitments that she made. Keeping her word. Making sure that she's prepared the next day for the 4 Toastmasters Club that she's in, for the other events and activities that she does. She understands how important it is to follow through on those commitments that we make and is willing to stay up all night long to make that happen. In today's society, it's so easy to just brush that off and blame somebody else. I ran out of time. The traffic was too heavy. Something else happened. I got a text message that I had to reply to. Not Carol. Up all night, most nights, keeping the promises that she makes. The third thing that Carol doesn't do, and Carol, this is a little personal, but I wouldn't share it if I didn't think that you were okay with me sharing it. And that is, Carol does not kiss. She doesn't kiss. And I'm not saying she doesn't kiss and tell. I'm just saying she doesn't kiss. So here's a woman, vibrant, exciting, energetic. She travels, she gets around, and you know what? She's had plenty of opportunities to run into those little old men, you know, those kind. I'm sure you know those kind. Maybe your grandfather's one of those kind, right? Plenty of opportunities to meet those men. And I'll be having dinner with her one time, and I'll say, Carol, sounds like that guy kind of took a liking to you, you know? Why didn't you give him a little kiss? And she says, Rick, one kiss leads to more kisses. Kisses lead to petting. Petting leads to, you know where that goes, right? We don't have to go there. What I learned from that point is that Carol understands that her actions have consequences. And she's willing to put boundaries in her life because she understands that crossing those boundaries at times have unwanted consequences that she's not willing to live with. 80 years from today, actually 2 weeks ago, people in this club, in other clubs, in our community, may be sitting back, regaling the lessons that they've learned not only from the accomplishments and the recognition that Carol has been able to achieve, but maybe through the collaboration that she has had with so many on the things that she does not do. Thank you, Carol, for your friendship, for your leadership. Happy birthday.
Thank you.